Hey guys, I'm back. I'm Ashley Pickens. If you have not been here before, first of all, if you haven't been here before, I'm Ashley Pickens. I'm here in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm a real estate broker and I'm also an auctioneer, and that's probably why you're here. So today's video is about how to prepare for auction day. Like, you don't just wake up and say, I'm going to the auction today. That's not how it works, okay? You need to prepare before you go to the auction. Okay, so I'm gonna give you like a couple quick tips, things that I think would be helpful for especially somebody new going to the auction. Let's jump in. Okay, so tip number one, pull up, drive by.
Go look at the house.
First things first, you gotta drive by. You gotta pull up, okay? Somebody needs to lay eyes on the property, okay? You guys do not trust Google.
Do not trust Zillow. Do not trust Realtor, Redfin. Don't.
If I were you, it'd be best to have your eye on more than one property, okay? Because my list here in Memphis, like, we'll start off with, my schedule will have like 5 or 6 properties on it, right? But by the time auction day comes up, actually 2 of those properties might only end up going to auction. So my point is, drive by, pull up, have somebody. If you are an out-of-town bidder or an investor that bids in different states, hire somebody. Just pay somebody, give them some gas money and say, I need you to go drive by, snap a picture of it. If you can get other pictures, take a picture of that for me. See if there's some cars in the driveway. Are the lights on? You know, things like that. You know, you might just look at the numbers and the numbers look good, but when you actually drive through the neighborhood, it's like, it might be a little sketchy. Might be a little too exciting for me. You know, or you might think in your mind, like, that neighborhood is not really where I want to buy. And then you actually pull into the neighborhood and you're like, okay, this is better than what I thought it was. I would hate, and I've said this before, I would hate for you to purchase a pile of dirt. I would hate for you to purchase a house that's actually been burned down. You know what I mean? Ashley did not tell y'all to go to these people's houses and peek through the windows. I didn't say that. I've had a house that's on my schedule from like April, and then it'll get postponed to like May, and then postponed to August. Before you go to the auction, I don't care if you drove by in April. If the house does not go up for auction until October, you need to drive by the house. I would say the night before, the morning of. The city might have condemned it, tore it down. Be careful. Be careful. I'm not telling you to risk your life going to look at a property, because yes, some of these properties might still have people living in them, okay? So be careful. Use your own judgment when it comes to approaching a property, okay? Tip number 2, do your due diligence. Okay, so another it's probably right up there with driving by the property. You have to do your due diligence, you guys. That is so important, okay? I know the excitement and the thrill comes from going to the auction, being in the atmosphere, actually bidding on the property. Y'all, that's the easy part. I'll be completely honest. The most important part about buying properties at the auction and getting ready to buy properties is the preparation. So I mostly auction off foreclosures, okay? So these people have not paid their mortgage and the bank has taken their house back, or they've died and left the house to maybe a family member, and the family member didn't pay the taxes or whatever, you know, and they lost it like that. So you need to look at the title. You have to do a title search, you guys. You have to. If you don't know how to do your own title search, you need to pay somebody, okay? You need to pay somebody to do a title search for you. Y'all are gonna ask me, who do title searches? Okay, so if you ever bought a property before, you usually go to a closing attorney or a title search company. There are plenty of them. If you have a relationship with a title search company, ask them to do it for you. Maybe they can do a soft title search, you know. You probably gonna have to pay them. Just pay them and get the title search if you don't know how to read a title search. Now, if you go to your county's records and deeds website, okay, the county's records and deeds website, okay, I live in Shelby County. I can Google Shelby County Records and Deeds, and the site will come up, right? And it'll ask for the property name. You put in the property name, and it'll show you like how many times the house has changed hands, basically. You know, when you buy a house, then your name is on the deed. When you sell it, they take your name off and put the new owner's name on the deed. If you get a second mortgage, that's like a lien. They record that on the deed. You can see if it's a second mortgage on the title. You need to look out for those. But maybe like a credit card or those mechanical liens, they don't really get priority. And a lot of them fall off after the foreclosure. After the auction, they fall off, okay? That's another whole video, Jesus. You do have to look for those. A lot of times, I have auctioned off a second mortgage and not the first mortgage, okay? The first mortgage was, oh, I'm finna confuse that. You always want to buy the lien in first position, okay? You guys, you gotta do some research before you get out here. I can't do it all. Ding. Fun fact, when you buy properties at the auction, if there are previously owed taxes on the property, when you purchase it at the auction, it does not cover those previously owed taxes, okay? Okay? Because y'all gonna hop in my comments and be like, you still gotta pay the taxes?
What about the taxes, Ashley?
You didn't say anything. All you do, put in your county tax website. I always just put in the address, like I'm gonna make a payment and pay the taxes, put the address in, and it'll show you like what years have been paid. So a lot of times, we all know, your mortgage payment, taxes are included in your mortgage payment a lot of times. So of course, if these people aren't paying their mortgage, the taxes might not be getting paid either, okay? Look up and see if there are any taxes owed. See if there are any liens on the property, okay? Okay, and pull up, okay? So we got 3 key things that we need to do before we even get to the auction. Okay. Tip number 3, get your coins together. Gather your coins. How do you buy the cashier's checks? Okay, so I don't have to stress anymore. If you've watched my previous videos, you know exactly what forms of payment I take. Okay, so cashier's checks. Okay, that's what I take, cash or cashier's checks. But let's be honest, bring me in cashier's checks. You make the cashier's check payable to yourself in case you don't win the property at the auction if you're not the highest bidder, so you can deposit it back into your account easily. So everybody wants to know, like, how do you buy them? You buy them in increments. Most people, that's what I see, buy them in increments. Depending on how much the property is that you're bidding on, you can buy a couple 20,000, 10,000s, whatever, because you just don't know how much you're actually going to pay for the property. So once you know what the opening bid is, y'all gonna ask me that too, where you find the opening bid at, Ashley? Usually I don't know the opening bid till about 24, 48 hours before the auction starts. Depending on what you're gonna do with the property, if you're gonna buy it, fix it up and flip it, if you're going to buy it and hold it and rent it out, if you're going to buy it and live in it, you know, you kind of have to know your numbers, how much you're willing to pay for it. You need to set your budget of how much you're willing to pay for the house, basically. So get your cashier's checks, make them payable to yourself in case you don't win the bid. Tip number 4, let's call it the dress rehearsal. Go to the auction, you guys. Go. It's free. It is a public auction, you guys. You do not have to pay to go. You don't have to have like a special license to go to the auction. I do trustee sales, okay? They are open to the public. You literally can walk up, register, and bid. Practice. I've said this before. Go to an auction. You know, don't let your first time at the auction be your first time at the auction. Get a feel for it. Find out where it is. Most courthouses have more than one entrance, you guys. You need to find out where the actual auction is taking place. You need to figure out where you're going to park at, okay? Park, where is the auction, and make sure you're there on time. That's going to be my 5th tip too. Be on time. I run on Central Standard Time, CST time, not to be early, okay? So those are my 5 tips, my helpful tips that I think will help you if this is your first time at the auction. Maybe knock off some of those, you know, first time auction jitters, because I know y'all be a little nervous the first time at the auction because you don't know how it's gonna go,
How fast it's gonna go.
you know. I get it. So these 5 tips should absolutely help you relax and calm down and feel comfortable at the auction. You got this. You got this. If you come prepared, do your research. Y'all, you got this. You got this. And if you have any other questions, feel free, leave them in the box below. Follow me on Instagram. Send me a message on Instagram. I try to comment back on everybody's questions when I can see it, but just hit me up. Let me know. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, comment, like, do all the things. And I will be back again with another video. Thanks for watching.